Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Mile Game Guys Board Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we are here to talk about being frickin' 2 years old because this is our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
We're in our terrible twos now.
Oh.
Yep.
I think we were in the terrible zeros, terrible 9 months, terrible ones.
But now this is officially terrible.
Terrible.
Like this is
Yes.
Terrible. Just terrible. Yeah. So we are now 2 years old, roughly, by our calculations.
I like the way that Zach put it. It's like telling people you're having a second baby. Cool.
Yeah. Everybody's really excited about the first one, and it's like, it's just more of the same.
Yeah.
No.
That's just what we are. More of the same.
Mm-hmm.
More.
Really
more. Emphasis on the more.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's no way to get to be congressionally recognized as the most podcast unless you
That's
just do
not exactly
more.
what we were recognized for.
True.
It's-
We were recognized for
weren't-
being exceptional at being the most podcast.
No. Denver's maybe
Best.
default only board gaming based podcast.
It said nothing about defaults or
Yeah.
only. It said Denver's best.
Yeah. It did.
But yeah. So let's talk about stuff and things related.
Yeah.
You're right. Like even from our perspective, like at the 1 year, I was like, oh man, we can talk about like all our experiences, how our tastes have changed, like what's different, what are our plans, like how do we feel?
I mean, we can still do some of that,
we
but
can still do some of that.
there was a lot more effort put into that one than this one.
Well, I think it was one of those things. Like, so some of that stuff, like talking about how our tastes have changed. I don't think our tastes have really changed that much from a year ago.
No.
Not nearly as drastically
No.
as from like starting to a year.
No, you're 100% right there.
We definitely now know what we like. We are firmly in our pigeonholes.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got ourselves in boxes.
Yes.
So, but we can talk a little bit about things that we did over the last year. So it was a big year for us overall.
We established our brand of Most Podcast
Yes, we became solidified as Most Podcast.
because that's when we did the switch from 1 episode a week to 2 episodes a week.
Correct.
Mhm.
Which is just a ridiculous amount of audio.
Yeah. I feel like it was for the best.
You know, I think so too. I know some people like Ant, he misses the days when we were just one episode. But I personally do like having them separated.
Mm-hmm.
I think that for one, it's nicer editing, only having to edit an hour and a half or so per like episode.
Yes.
Instead of having to cram a 3-hour episode edit into Tuesday night. That was getting to be pretty brutal towards the end of last year. And then especially now with the way our lives have all changed in various ways, it would be even harder.
Yes.
Like
Yes, it would.
I've lost my job in the last year. Jeff, you changed jobs in the last year.
Indeed.
Zach, you were already moved on last.
Yeah.
this
Well,
time
I
last
already
year.
didn't have that job.
Yes. Yes.
But I started driving for Lyft, and now I'm definitely like, I would like to do something else besides that now.
Yeah. So yeah, the change, on our end, it has made things easier. I think it's made a lot of planning episodes and things a little bit easier, especially the Wednesday episodes. Like the Wednesdays have really fallen into a nice little. I don't want to say they're easier to plan for. Right, is what I'm trying to get at. They're not like scripted or just whatever. I don't know.
I'm going to let you keep digging yourself.
Keep digging my hole, making it sound worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
No, the Wednesday episodes are.
They've gotten into a nice groove. Yeah.
Yeah, not a rut, a groove.
No, yeah,
We've hit our groove. Our stride. We've hit our stride.
Into grooves.
Yes. Our stride is now has been grooved out well into the ground.
Yep.
We are really just treading that path.
Yes. Dragging our feet into grooves.
Yep. It's so everybody hears us.
Yeah. We've got the self-depreciation part down too.
Indeed.
Clearly.
But we had that from the beginning.
Yes, 100%. We also launched our Patreon, which
Yes,
has
we
been
did.
wildly successful. So huge thanks to all of our people who pledge over on Patreon, aka patrons.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was going to say our Patreons, and that's just not right.
What we've said
Jeff-
on multiple occasions.
Both of you have said on multiple occasions.
Yes.
But yeah, they've really been key on the growth of the show over the
Yes.
last year. We've been able to upgrade equipment. We're going to continue to upgrade equipment. It's helped us do cons better.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to upgrade the website.
Yeah.
Despite breaking the RSS.
Mm-hmm.
which hopefully I think now everybody's caught back up.
Hopefully. Or other people have just forgotten we exist.
Yes.
Correct.
They thought we quit.
Just, never thought twice when you never saw your friend show back up again.
Or if you lose your phone and then lose their contact information, it's just like, I guess I'm never talking to that person ever again.
Obviously, it wasn't that important.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a heck of a year. I think the thing that stands out to me the most is with the 2 episodes a week and with the success of the Patreon so far, those aren't things that I would have seen working out as well as they have.
I 100% agree. Yeah, I remember when we were setting that up, both Jeff, especially me, but both Jeff and I were like, Adrian, you got to temper yourself, like, because that doesn't mean we're going to be getting stuff immediately, all that stuff. And then it was a lot more popular than we were expecting.
Yeah, like almost right out of the gate. That was definitely a nice welcome boost that there existed people who were willing to right from the start. I mean, June 2017, right out the gate, we had 13 patrons.
Yeah.
And jumped pretty quickly to our first and second stretch goals. And we were like, oh no.
Yeah.
We thought we had time for those.
Yeah. We had thought we had time to plan.
Yeah. And then now here we sit in May with 32 patrons. So
do you want to take that again?
4 patrons.
Oh, see. So I'm looking at the patron manager. Okay. Well, so in May we only had 32.
Okay.
Now we're in June and we've gained 2 more in June. So we are at 34.
There you go.
And I don't know. I think that going through and acknowledging these fine people by name would be a good thing to do. We've acknowledged them when they've pledged, but some of them, they haven't heard anything from us in a year. We haven't thanked them directly.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you want to thank the $1 ones last. You got to go for the...
Oh, yeah, we're going top down.
Yeah, top down.
I'm not going to necessarily...
And we'll let Jeff thank those people. How about...
Yeah, we'll leave Jeff to thank the $1 pledges.
Yes.
We have, first and foremost, because she was our first pledge, our first patron, just number 1 right out the gate supporting us, my mom, Tiffany.
Supporting us, sure.
Yeah. But right there, where they're just going down the list because they have this, tiers, and I think it might be chronological in tier. I don't know. But Tiffany, Sebastian.
Yes.
Sebastian's been a long-time show supporter.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Yep. Richard, local friend here of the show.
/ landlord, yeah.
So yes, now you're landlord. So he gives the show money, and then you give him money. It's a nice little cycle. So you're paying the show, Zach.
Sounds about right.
That's what it is.
See, it's nice because in my old job, I was paying my own salary by paying taxes.
There you go. We also have Kyle, local friend, as well as host of Sounding Board YouTube channel.
Yes.
Great YouTube channel for 2 guys who like to goof around about board games and do ridiculous things on air for your entertainment.
I haven't seen them in a couple weeks.
Yeah, no, they've been busy. I know Cameron's off on his honeymoon, and I know Kyle's
Ireland
had
or
a lot of
something.
stuff going on. Yeah, so Simon, another fairly long time supporter.
The Wide World of Australia.
Yep.
John, Anthony, and local friend again, Bullshit Paul. Bullshit Paul has, I think, been our second longest supporter. For as much shit as we give him, he has really been very friendly to the show since he moved here to Denver and got to know us.
Now that I'm looking at it, Bullshit Paul may have been No, he wasn't our first. I think he was.
Did he sneak in the first?
I think he was the first by a day.
I see that. Paul got 0617, so Paul's actually our first. Bullshit Paul
is our first
our first patron.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both him and my mom got access to the patron. They were my QA. Like, hey, look this over. Like, what do you think? And then they both went ahead and pledged.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. Then we have Adam, Thomas, Matt, another Aussie, rolling the Aussie train there. Andrew, who has become just an absolute fixture of the Slack channel.
Yes. And food chain fan.
Yes, indeed. Michael, Katie's Game Corner, who was an absolute blast to have on the show as a guest, and who does awesome content creation of her own.
And we need to have her back on.
Yes, I talked to her a little bit about that at Origins. So, Ian, Steven.
From the email from this last Wednesday.
Yes.
It was the fantastic Shadowrun video.
Yep. He's been a very regular email sender and contributor. The ever-present email contributor, the hater himself, Andrew, has also been a longtime supporter of the show. Friend here, local. We've been fortunate. A lot of our local friends do support the show in more ways than just contributing. Derek, Matt, another super regular on Slack and emails. Craig, Anthony, another super regular on emails and Twitter, especially Anthony.
Yes, yeah.
Tweets a lot with us. Daniel, Mike down in the Springs, who we don't get to see nearly as often as we should, considering how close he is.
Yeah.
But he's come up a couple times, and we've taught him games incorrectly, as is tradition.
I feel like we could go down there once in a while.
We should probably go down there and visit Mike sometime.
Yeah.
There's Paul. There's Chad from Dyson Men, representing the Canadian contingent of the Mile High Game Guys. Christopher, Heavy Cardboard, who has supported the show both in letting me come and show my face on their live streams, and also through supporting our Patreon. And then we've got Rob, also on that list. So now we're down to the $1 for Jeff to.
See, I have to go back through and remember some of these, because some of these were before the real $1 shitty tier started.
Before Eric did it.
Yeah, that's really what it was. So we have Crystal
from Board Game Blitz.
Board Game Blitz. She is a nice person, but clearly not here. Leland. Do we know anything about Leland?
Yeah, Leland follows us on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty active over there, talking to us. Twitter handle is @THUDReppin, and he does the THUD podcast.
Is he most podcast?
He is. Clearly, we're most podcasts.
I mean,
so there's no one.
How often does his podcast release? Is it at least twice a week? Then he's not trying hard enough.
No, he's not.
You heard it here, guys. If your podcast doesn't release twice a week, Jeff does not think you're trying hard.
Just like Crystal, I believe hers is not twice a week as well.
What's that? Once a month? They get it to 15 minutes or less?
30 minutes or less.
30 minutes or less? Yeah. Jesus.
I like that. I like when there's at the start of their episodes, they always do some version of the podcast you can listen to in less time than it takes to play a game of the mind or something. It's just yeah. Meanwhile, we're the podcast you could listen to while you
driving from Chicago to Milwaukee.
Yes. Exactly. So
then we have Thomas, another Thomas. Not sure we know much about this Thomas. We should be doing. We need profiles. We need some sort
of
Thomas.
We know this Thomas.
We know this Thomas.
This is the Thomas that
the one that didn't know that you existed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Who didn't believe that you existed.
Yeah. I see.
He thought you were just a voice that Zach and I did.
Yeah.
See, and then this is what I'd sound like when your voices can't do the voice anymore.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Tom's great. He's been a good friend. He's # Team Adrian. Although he does give me as much shit as you guys do. I think.
Well, you're clearly still suck. Even though, now you extra suck because of the # Team Adrian. Then we have Scott. No, this is another. Who was the one that is now the closeted hoarder?
That's
one?
Eddie.
That's Eddie. Okay.
I only know that one because that was I think one of our most recent $1.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he immediately sent a follow-up email.
Yes.
Which was fantastic.
So we don't know much about Scott. Oh boy.
And this is where I'll be embarrassed when Scott's like, dude, I've been in the Slack channel for the last 6 months. How do you not know who I am?
I just if he paid more than $1, we might actually pay attention.
we might care about who you are.
Oh my God.
Yes. All right.
The mocking gets too mean sometimes. This is breaking my heart over here. I'm like, guys, these guys support the show. What are you doing?
Well, maybe they should support for more than 12 cents an episode here. They bend over and find a dime in the middle of the day. That's a whole episode of Mile High Game Guys.
I mean, are we really worth much more than a dime an episode?
Wait, maybe a quarter. I'm saying just a quarter.
Yeah.
I see. I listen,
and that's a quarter for 2 hours of recording plus the time for editing and so I feel
I'm like an NPR pledge drive here. I make you feel bad for not giving me your goddamn car every time you listen to NPR.
We'll get Sarah McLachlan on here.
NPR does really ask for your car a lot.
A lot. And it's like, did you have a loved one die recently? Think about giving us all of their stuff. Sign over your estate.
And there's just a dude who's just I got some stuff.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
Anyway, then there's Jonathan. Jonathan, your last name sucks. There we go.
Blame your parents for that.
Blame your parents.
Or the band for ruining it.
The person, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, the person.
And then Eddie, how's the hoarding going?
Mm-hmm.
feel like everybody else just got something really generic. And I mean, to be fair, Eddie's is super generic too, but it's at least reminiscent of the most recent time he actually pledged.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I'm jealous of Crystal and her 30-minute podcasts.
Jeff is like, I just want to be done. I'm sick. I want to go home. Why are you keeping me here?
We were both sick when we were doing it. We suffered through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are our 34 current patrons. I'm sure that is immediately going to decrease by how many of those $1 did we have that Jeff just ripped into?
Well, we can miss their 12 cents an episode.
No, stop it, Jeff. No, you're taking it too far, sir. Too far. No, I do want to stress that despite how much Jeff loves ripping into the $1 pledges, we do appreciate everybody who supports the show.
We do.
You guys are all awesome, and you are definitely contributing to the growth of the show.
Absolutely.
It might be slow growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like trying to watch a pot of water boil. You just got to walk away for a bit and then just come back, and then it's boiling, and then you're good.
And then but it's a very large pot because
is.
we have a lot of minutes of recording.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
So,
You're trying to boil it with a pan.
Why isn't this working?
I have this cookie sheet. Why is this water not boiling?
Just put it in the oven.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys boil water not in the oven?
That's our problem.
Yeah. Well, I know water boils at was it 212 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's what I set the oven to.
Can it go that low? No.
The worst thing about boiling water in the oven is you got to preheat the pot so that all the plastic drips off that handle and you get that bare metal.
Exactly.
Mile High Game, guys. It's like boiling water in an oven.
Oh, the most nonsensical of nonsenses.
Yep.
I really like when we have these kind of episodes where we can just fuck around for I'm sure some people hate it. They're like, I actually like when you talk about board games. Like, I like that part of the show.
How long has it been since they've reviewed something?
Shh, not that long. Speaking of reviews, though, and episodes and things, I think now is a pretty good time for some hot stats. Zach, what do you think?
Okay.
So we have in 2 years. So
Yes.
we'll come to some of yours that you have written down over there.
Mm-hmm.
But we have in 2 years. This is episode 100. We have, however, actually released 162 episodes,
And that's not including Wednesday's episode. So it's Pioneer Stories or Pioneer Days. No, the time stories in previous. So just clarifying.
Yes, we're 163 when you're listening to this episode. You're listening to will be 164.
Yes,
despite not being numbered. And then a good chunk of that is because we don't number the Friday episodes.
Yeah.
We made that decision for better or possibly for worse. When we split the episode, we wanted to label the Wednesdays because those are, not necessarily something you need to listen to in order, but then that way you can see like, oh, this one's the most recent. It's the most timely.
Yeah.
Whereas in theory, our reviews are timeless. They're just ephemeral and there forever, which is the exact opposite of each other because words.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done 162 episodes. That includes things like Gen Con episodes and things that we haven't numbered.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that we're on episode 100 hides the truth of just how much podcast we've been shoving into people's ears.
Yes.
In the last year, we've done 38 review episodes. So not quite one a week, clearly. We do the top 10s on the 10s. We've started doing the put to the question on the 5s. We mix in discussions and things here and there. But we've done 38 reviews in the last year. And considering that I think a lot of podcasts are bi-weekly, and they do about one review every 2 weeks, so 26 reviews.
Yeah.
We haven't done many reviews lately, but we still crush reviews.
I mean, we have this whole huge pile of reviews.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of new reviews now that I came back from Origins. And hopefully you guys will come back with even more from Gen Con maybe. So we'll have a big new fresh stack of games to get back into the reviewing cycle.
Faux show.
For sure.
But,
For sure.
But in addition to having done 164 episodes, in those 162 that not this one and not Wednesdays, but the 162 prior to that, Zach, you were earlier doing some math. How many minutes of released audio do we have?
All right, so this is obviously just a somewhat rough estimation because
You didn't add in the like tenths of a second?
no, I didn't really do that, but also it was like if it was, I just rounded it to quarters for time, like for seconds, per second, or for so for like if it was 11 seconds, I just put it at 15, so it's 0.25.
Okay.
So like I put in quarters, but I apparently I messed it up at some point because this ends in a 9, and that I'm assuming I did a 0.15 or something like that.
I was gonna say, well, and now you drive for Lyft. So.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. All right. Any guesses about how many minutes we've done?
Minutes?
Yeah.
I'm like total. 162 times 90, I think would be my rough guess. My math is not that.
162 times 90. Okay.
I'm guessing 3. Oh, I have to. I can't do that. I'm gonna guess 14,000 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with what I said, 162 times 90, which is 14,580.
All right. So we're not doing prices right style because you both would lose.
$1. 1 minute.
13,443 44 minutes, we'll say that.
Okay.
13,444.
So it's an average of 83 minutes an episode.
Okay.
How many in the first year, how many minutes do you think we did versus the second year?
So we did 13,000 total.
7,000.
You're saying 7,000?
No, it's got no, because we didn't do over half in the first year. I want to say like 5,000.
Jeff?
7,000.
Once again, Price is Right style, you lose 4,968. Wow. You were close.
We really committed to this most podcast in year number 2.
Year number 2, 8,476 minutes.
So that's first year was about 82 hours of content.
Exactly. Total, it was 224 hours of content.
Yeah.
Taking you about 9 and 3 1/3 days if you listen to it, or 5.5 weeks if you had a 40-hour job of listening to us.
So if you listen to us if you're a new listener starting this episode and you're like, I want to listen to their backlog, and you start at episode 0 and you listen to every episode 40 hours a week, it will take you 9 weeks to catch up with the backlog. Is that what you said?
No, it was 5.5 weeks of
5.5
weeks catching to this, but then like say an extra week for the extra episodes that would come in, stuff like that. But yeah, or not an extra couple days for that. But yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 5 weeks worth of a full-time job.
5.5 weeks, yes. So, any guess at what our shortest episode was?
Shortest episode was like 45 minutes. Well, true shortest episode?
True shortest episode.
That was going to be like a Gen Con recap episode that was probably like 15 minutes.
Jeff, what do you think?
I think it might have been one of the early time stories that may have run like 20 minutes.
All right. You're both wrong.
Okay.
It was the interview for the expedition guys. It was 10 minutes and 52 seconds.
That's right.
Then we had the shitty Gen Con recap.
Oh my God.
The one we recorded at Gen Con 49. That was 23 minutes and 51 seconds. Where we were in that very echoey, spacious kitchen.
With like 7 people on one Omni mic.
On really bad mics, yeah.
Yep. Tile everywhere.
I do believe that is our lowest. So I will also say, this does not include episode 3, that one with the really bad audio one, because you deleted that.
Huh?
It got deleted.
It did?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
Oh, well, I did not see it on my app. So.
Because that should be episode 2, not episode 3.
Well, episode 3 is not on there. I didn't see it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have even more time.
Yes.
Was what you're saying.
A little bit more, yeah.
Yep.
But our lowest regular episode was 46 minutes and 32 seconds.
Okay. That sounds
for
about right.
Fuse / Flatline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh. We couldn't get that in less than an hour and a half nowadays.
What was our longest episode?
2 hours and 12 minutes.
I'm going to go 2:45.
Okay. This any guess at what it was?
Was it one of our top 10s?
I'm going to guess a top 10 of
no,
some sort.
it was our first anniversary. 2
Oh,
hours and
right.
24 minutes.
That's right. Oh, God.
Any guess at what our longest review was? It surprised me.
Wow.
I've got nothing.
Rising Sun?
No.
Okay.
No. It let me take a crack. Let me think.
What was the most heated
Indonesia?
No.
What was the most heated review we've ever done?
That was Rising Sun.
Oh, okay.
It was Clank. 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Wow.
How did we talk about fucking Clank for 2 hours and 7 minutes?
Apparently.
I don't even like that game.
How could we talk so much about a lot of this?
I
That's
know.
the real.
And we also had, and I just like this one, we had one episode that was exactly 1 hour long. Any guess at what that was?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, it was the...
You got 164 episodes
I'm
to
not gonna guess
from.
which one's fucking hour long. All right.
It was Raiders of the North Sea was 1 hour exactly.
Did one of you edit that exactly to be 1 hour?
I would... That was...
Not intentionally.
Okay.
That would have been me. I edit the review episodes.
Unless it was one of the ones that I did, in which case I would have totally done that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So
Yes.
close. I got to find 2 more minutes.
Yeah, but we had the first year averaged 87 minutes an episode, whereas the second year averaged 80 minutes an episode.
Okay.
Okay.
But
But now it's 2 episodes
exactly,
a week.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So every week it was averaged 160 minutes.
Well,
Yeah.
well, so actually, so realistically, well, no, because we split because we thought that.
Yes,
they
no,
were getting-
because
They would cut down the time.
between 40
on-
and 50, we had like 3 or 4 episodes get past 2 hours. That's why we started cutting.
Yeah, and we
and
thought,
then they grew, instead of an hour each, they grew to an hour and a half each.
Yeah.
but now I think they have started to hold steady in that we've really kind of nailed down that hour 20 to
Mhm.
hour and a half,
Exactly.
which is about where I actually want to be. I think
Yes.
that's a reasonable time
Yes.
length for a podcast.
2.5 hours
Yeah.
per episode, twice a week.
Mhm.
No, not going to happen.
We just have to have 2 different groups of people recording. Just
At
like,
the same time, in the same room,
Yeah.
just 2 different episodes.
And with no sound buffering or anything, or baffling or anything, so you're just hearing both the entire time. And I will tell you this: anytime when we've been like setting up for the episode here, and you've recorded stuff and then played it back and then tried talking to me while that was going on, it was drive me insane.
like when we're testing the audio
Yeah.
at the beginning, and then I'm hearing the conversation we just had as you're trying to talk. And I
Yeah,
was like, this
no,
can't happen
no.
at the same
Well,
time.
no, so what'll happen is we'll do like a test recording. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to fiddle with some things.
And then
And you and Jeff are talking, and I start playing things back.
Zach is talking twice in my brain.
Oh,
Yep.
good times.
It's called crosstalk.
yes,
That's a board game.
it is.
Oh, fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the closest thing we've said to a board game. Mention this whole thing, aside from mentioning
The
specific
titles.
review titles.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the closest.
Mm.
Right on. Is there anything else over the last year? Well, let's not do it that way, because somebody's going to be like, nope. And I'm not gonna allow that. What is your most memorable podcast related thing over the last year? So from the 1 year anniversary to now.
Nope.
It's not a valid answer. Son of a bitch.
I mean, you had to know that was coming.
Oh, yes, 100% I did.
Yeah.
But at least now I have a valid way to say that that's
Mhm.
not a legitimate answer. Whereas if I was like, do you have any particular favorite memories? Then you could totally be like, nope. So I'm
Oh.
not gonna. So what
Okay.
is the
My favorite just of recording in the past year.
recording or anything podcast related? So conventions that we've done, like podcast stuff.
I really liked our interview with Jamie Stegmeyer.
Hmm.
That was like one of the times I was like, I feel legitimate.
We will be having another one of those this
Yeah.
year. You're
Yeah,
welcome, everyone.
I,
for me, like looking out like a hawk for that invitation to schedule.
Yes, I won't be there for this one because I'm not going to Gen Con. I've got wedding instead,
Yes.
which is why I went to Origins.
Right.
So worked out for me. But-
Maybe we'll just bring someone else in. It's
Uh-huh.
like, this guy's just a friend of ours.
I like that first put to the question. I had a lot of fun with that
yeah.
because I just like talking bullshit. And then I was like, this isn't a chance to just fuck around for an hour and a half. So
Well, and it felt like a really good way to like kind of connect with some of the fans. Like,
Exactly,
actually
yes.
answer some of the random one-off questions and stuff.
yeah,
I really, really did appreciate that. We're definitely going to keep doing those, and
Mhm.
we'll try to be a little bit more proactive with giving more time to answer questions. We won't be like, "Hey, it's midnight. We record tomorrow at 7. Give us
Hey,
your questions."
I felt like we gave him 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, no, we've done better on both of them. It wasn't quite that bad.
No,
but-
it's just the other episodes.
yeah, it's the other
including
ones.
this one.
including this one, 5 a.m. this morning. But what about you, Jeff? Anything particular stand out to you this year, podcast related?
It was cool meeting a lot of fellow board game media people.
Mhm.
And just sort of getting to know that whole world, because I don't really listen to a lot of other board game related stuff. So just sort of meeting people and knowing like who's who on there just because I don't really have a lot of time for other podcasts.
Right.
So having like Zachary behind you going like, that person's from this thing.
I was like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
And
Maybe drunkenly chatting up Tyler Childress at Gen Con.
yeah,
Isaac?
Isaac Childress.
I don't know where Tyler came
I
from.
don't know where Tyler.
Did you meet a Tyler? I'm not sure you thought.
Did you
that.
meet a Tyler? Just fucking Origins. He's like, hey, I don't worry. I did Origins. I want to come talk to you real quick in this secluded hallway.
Did you find out his name was Russell?
Yeah.
That's the second time today that's come up.
Indeed. I really liked the episodes we did at this last Gen Con, where we kind of got together at the end of the day and chit-chatted about what we did.
Yeah, out on the back patio. Yeah, I think we did much better with Gen Con this year.
To be able to just kind of get like what we talked about. And we had like cool meetings, and we had a media badge, and that let you go in and early and try some stuff out.
An hour early each day,
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah. And you'll be the one with that this year.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, yeah.
I don't know how long it takes for them to get back to you. But yeah, and then I'm looking forward to this Gen Con of doing all of those things, especially since we're getting in a lot earlier this year.
Yeah, because we're not.
On Wednesday is when we're getting in. So we'll be there for all the days.
Yeah. With the press badge, you'll be able to actually do some of the industry stuff on Wednesday.
Yeah. I think it's mostly just going to be getting drunk at the beer release, but
also totally legitimate.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be us if somebody didn't get drunk.
That's true. Yeah, and trying to make as much use out of that as possible this year. Getting meetings with people, talking with people, ignoring all day Saturday to play Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
The Blood Bowl tournament sold out in like...
Are you doing that this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sold out in maybe 10 minutes
Sounds
this year, which was insane.
Yeah, Blood Bowl is like Gamers Workshop. I have to give them credit. They've done a great job of really getting Blood Bowl popular again.
Yeah.
Or capitalizing on its return to popularity. I'm not
they
sure
are
which
making
it
money
is.
on it. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then my Saturday will be just doing that all day. I'm glad Ant was like, "Yeah, I knew you'd forget. I bought you a ticket."
Yeah, Ant's good people that way. He looks out for all of us.
Indeed.
Right on.
Yeah. So basically, just getting to do more like legitimate media things, as much as this room makes us look.
Right. That's kind of, I've been in a similar vein. I think like you said, Zach, that interview with Jamie was one of the first times where I felt like I'm doing a real media thing.
Yeah.
I'm validated. No more imposter syndrome. And then, of course, like 2 weeks later, it was back in full force.
No, that's still present through everything. Of just like
constant.
It was like half of the interview. He'd be like, "Wait, you guys don't matter. Get out of here."
It's like, when is he going to realize that he can just throw us out and it won't matter?
He's broken it down to 30-minute chunks to where he can spend 30 minutes with no one and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. But I agree. Like, Jeff, you mentioned the breakdowns at the end of Gen Con. Those were great. The entire Gen Con this time felt like we did a better job of handling it. Like, we're a podcast and we're doing this.
Yeah, we were still trying to figure out what the fuck we were doing that first one, so it was not.
It was like within the first 2 months of us existing.
Exactly.
And maybe within the first couple weeks of us ever releasing episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we barely knew what we were doing from a recording and editing standpoint, let alone...
We barely knew what our name was.
Yeah.
Right? So those were great for me. Another really exciting thing for me is being a part of Punchboard Media. I try to participate over in the Slack channel over there as much as I can. It's a great group of people. I do really like getting to work with a lot of them, and especially because that led, like, being in Punchboard Media was where I heard about the opportunity to work for Deepwater, which got me to get to go to Origins, and then getting to meet even more of the Punchboard people in person. And kind of the same thing, like you were saying, Jeff, getting to actually meet a lot of these people in person and having moments where people who I've looked up to in the industry who actually kind of at least tangentially know who we are. Like, there'd be times I'd go up to introduce somebody like, hey, you're so-and-so, pleasure to meet you. I'm Adrian and from the Mile High Game Guys. And like, as I said that, you could see the little click like, oh, I actually know that name. I might not actually know anything about you, but the name's at least the little tiny sliver of familiarity, or like got to meet Mandy and Suzanne from Dice Tower. This past weekend. And Suzanne actually remembered us from when she came to Denver and we were supposed to meet up and then didn't even actually get to meet her. And she gave a very nice compliment about our logo. She likes our logo. So that was nice. It was like, hey, we're doing some things right accidentally.
Yeah.
Or Zach's friend who made the logo for us is
Yes.
doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that have been cool. Getting to actually meet fans. You know, I mean, we had in our first year at Genghis Khan when Michael like recognized our voices and came over and said hi. You know, that was kind of the first time that had ever happened, and that will, you know, that'll stand out for a very long time. But this year, especially getting to meet more and more people who are actually fans of the show and want to meet us and want to hang out with us,
Yeah.
and stuff. And it's like, I'm pseudo famous.
Yeah. Like meeting Matt at Geekway and then drinking him under the table.
While we played Clank Lumberjack.
He was drinking mixed drinks also.
Yeah, I
but
mean, I was
still.
just
From his
drinking beer.
room.
And
Yeah,
he was drinking legitimate alcohol.
Yeah.
That's not a fair competition.
He was playing hard mode.
Yeah. Well, he had it hidden, so we couldn't. It was an X factor that we couldn't account for.
Yeah, so moments like that have been just absolutely fantastic. It was funny, and in a similar vein, like I'm a little more used to it because, like, you know, we do interact with fans like through BGG or Slack or Twitter. You know, our Slack channel lately has just been like nonstop notifications, which is great. If you're not a member of the Slack channel, go to milehighgameguys.com, check out any of the show notes, and join the Slack channel. It's awesome. And but so for us, we get a little bit more of that. And we kind of know who some of these people are even before we meet them. It was funny when we went to HeavyCon this year, Megan and I. There were like 3 or 4 people at HeavyCon who recognized Megan from live streams and would come up and be like, "Oh, hey, you were on a Heavy Cardboard live stream. You're Megan. Like, it's so nice. It's really nice to meet you." And she was like, "I have no idea what to do with this."
Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
She said that was really kind of bizarre for her because she's not on a podcast. She's just been on like 3 live streams.
Heavy Cardboard has some dedicated fans.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of them.
yes. So that, you know, so that's been great, and I've had moments like that too. You know, even at Origins, there was at least one time where I was working the booth and like talking to somebody, like, and they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I really like your show." It was like, I didn't even know you were a listener. Like, you got to lead with that, man. You got to let me know I'm talking to a listener first. You know, so that's fantastic. It's been absolutely great. Just so many amazing people in this hobby, and getting to meet them all is great.
Yes, it is.
Well, I think that's enough reminiscing. And now we
Reminiscing complete.
Yeah. So before we move on to talking about what we have planned for the future, we're going to take a brief little break, and we're going to play some Win, Lose, Banana. We've played this on the air before.
And we did have a listener ask when we were playing it again. So
Yes.
it's not like we're just like, we're desperate. Let's just do this again.
No, somebody asked when we were playing again.
Uh-huh.
We said we played at the Anniversary. And I think this will be a something like this. Will be a nice little mid-break. We'll on anniversaries we'll do a little reminiscing, then we'll play a silly little game, and then we'll talk about what's to come.
Yeah.
And then we'll do other random bullshit because, of course, there's always random bullshit.
Yes, there is.
So, Zach, you have prepared 3 note cards.
Yes, I have.
With Win, Lose, Banana.
Yes.
On them. Real quick before we start playing, do we want to give a brief overview for anyone listening who doesn't understand the game?
Yes.
Or do we want to make them just figure it out?
No. We'll tell them. So basically, there are 3 cards. One says win, one says lose, and one says banana. Going to deal these out randomly, and the person who has win reveals it because they're gonna win, and they win by choosing the person that has banana because they're just trying to find the banana. If they do, both win and banana win. But if win chooses lose, then win loses and loses wins. And lose wins because lose wants win to make them think that they are banana.
Yes.
And so
does banana have a way to win in this game?
Yeah, by
getting chosen.
By getting chosen by win. By having win pick banana, yes. And win pick lose, win lose win.
Excellent.
Cleared it. Is that everything cleared up now?
100%.
Okay. Yep. Great.
Crystal.
Good. All right.
Shuffling cards with stuff written on them.
Yeah.
I'm shuffle it in the mic.
No,
so we're sure to pick up the sound of the shuffle.
Okay. Huzzah! I'm the winner. Now I just got to figure which one of you fuckers.
Well, to win, you have to choose me.
Yes.
Because
I have to choose you.
You have to choose me.
We all know. We all know how this went last time.
It's true.
No one chose Adrian, and we won every time.
No, the one time
I'm pretty sure it was the exact opposite. No one chose me when I was the banana, and you lost all the time.
I think we won both times, Zach.
This is just Jeff taking advantage of your preconceived biases
well,
to make sure you don't win.
We are both biased against Adrian.
It's true.
So
right, and he's taking advantage of that. Zach, I want to win something.
I'm sure you
So
I'm
bad.
sure you want to win by yourself by having me choose you, but I'm going to choose Jeff.
I was definitely the banana.
I
Yep.
win because I was losing.
I told you.
Uh-huh.
I told you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're letting Jeff abuse
That's
you.
fine.
That's exactly what I
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we clearly can't choose Adrian because he's Adrian.
I'm just-
no
you
matter
know-
if he has win or not.
Yeah.
I do at least take a small victory in that your mutual hatred for me that has developed over the last 2 years
I used the Zach
cost
backstabbing.
you, Zach,
Yeah.
the game.
Gotcha.
I
it
used
also cost you the.
I mean, it was always going to.
Okay.
I used the Zach method of just, take advantage
Right.
of preconceived notions.
Sounds good.
So who's the winner?
Who's the winner?
Oh, that's me. I was just
Uh huh.
all right.
Okay.
All right.
For the love of God, Jeff, just choose me and get this over with. No, let's not
Listen how desperate he
yeah,
sounds.
let's not go through this exact same thing that just happened.
Uh-huh.
yet again.
Exactly. So you choose me, and then you'll win.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, that is not.
I'm going to go with Adrian on this one.
Thank you. Jeff is. So we've got 2-1, 2-0 for Jeff,
Uh-huh.
1-1 for me,
Yep.
and 0-2 for Zach.
Yeah.
Get it together, Zach.
All right. Well, when
Choose
do
me.
you guys shuffle in this time?
And I'll shuffle it.
Very close to a microphone.
Mhm.
Yeah, get it right up in there.
I am the winner again.
Jeff, just continue to choose me. It works every time.
This is not choose.
Seriously, Jeff.
No, come on.
This is an exact repeat.
How could he be banana 3 times in a row?
That's a lot of
I
bananas.
know,
is.
right?
That's like too much potassium.
Yeah, too much potassium.
It's BANANAS.
Do not choose him because of that.
You know what? I don't give a shit if I win or not.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna because of that. I'm gonna choose Zach.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
lose. I'm
I
banana
win.
3 times in a row. Jeff, you shuffle so
Yeah.
that maybe I can be something other than a fucking banana. Oh my god.
That's what you are, the banana man.
Yeah, yes.
I'm
All right,
allergic
so
to-
now it's two Jeff,
2 and 1.
1 and 1. So Jeff has 2. Adrian and I have 1 each.
for victories.
Yes.
Yeah. We can stop trying to count losses until it comes down to a tiebreaker.
Well, that's
I'm the winner again.
And I'm the fucking banana again. So just choose me and get this over
No,
with.
I'm the banana this time, man.
Yeah.
4 times. How can you be banana 4 times?
I'm gonna choose Adrian.
Yeah.
I was the banana 4 fucking times. Jesus Christ. What is even happening? I'm allergic to bananas. How do I keep getting the fucking banana card?
All right.
One more?
One more.
All right.
Just so Adrian cannot be.
Can
I'm
be not
Adrian.
banana?
You get to choose first. So if
Okay.
you choose banana again, it's all you.
Fair enough. I'm not the banana. I am the winner.
Oh, you're the winner?
I am the winner.
Well, then keep your eyes looking straight at me because I'm the banana and you want to win? You want to beat Jeff's record right now? Get higher up on there? You choose me.
We know how filled with lies Zach is.
This isn't a negotiation game. If it's a negotiation game, then yes. This is a pick Zach to win.
Because
We're
he's
both-
filled with lies.
No. If you choose me, we're both going to win.
I'm just gonna sit here silently and watch you lose by picking Zach.
Don't do it, Adrian. Choose me.
I can't tell what Jeff's game is here. I feel like Jeff wants me to lose because then he'll have the lead.
Exactly. So don't choose him.
So he's intentionally downplaying the fact that he might be.
No. If you choose him, at best, both your scores go up. But really, what's going to happen is his
Now
score is
he's-
going to go up.
Now he's playing the
Yes,
negotiation
now
game.
I'm playing negotiation.
I choose Jeff.
Then you let him win.
I win again.
Yeah.
I'm
God
losing.
damn it.
I knew that. I was like, if I start negotiating, it's not going to end well for me.
Of course not. Because there's never been a time in my life when you negotiating with me has worked out in my favor. It has never happened. 100% failure rate.
Mhm.
But I went for like 4 of those 5.
Yes, he did.
Congratulations.
Nice. And Adrian was banana 4 of those 5.
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ. Right on. Well, now that Win Lose Banana is out of the way, let's take a little bit of time here and let's talk about some of the future of the Mile High Game Guys board gaming podcast.
New business.
We're switching into late night jazz and smooth talk radio.
Just pretend you put the Weather Channel on as background music.
I mean, you know me.
I know
Oh,
Zach's got it.
I'm all right with that.
Zach and I both have that smooth jazz voice.
How's it going, Jeff?
I probably have the deepest voice right now with being sick, but I don't have the smooth tones.
No.
You've
that-
got the 50-year smoker rasp.
It's probably because everyone smokes at work.
Also, that is very true. Anyway, We're not talking about that. We're talking about the future of the Mile High Game.
Yeah,
indeed.
Not
Our
the present at Epic.
Yes. The future of our secondhand smoke lung cancer.
Yeah.
Correct. Luckily, my girlfriend's an oncologist
Yeah.
nurse, so I'm sure that will protect me from the cancer.
Yes, that's how it works.
Cancer's like, oh no, he's dating someone.
She just
who knows about
rubs
me.
your back 5 times in a specific way, and then
Cancer goes away.
Yeah.
That's all oncology is.
Yes.
Cancer resistance +1.
Anyway, actual future things for the show.
Mhm.
So as was rudely spoiled in the last Q&A episode, we were forced to announce early that we
Mhm.
are going to start doing look back episodes. I'm pretty excited about that.
Now, how have we figured out exactly how we're doing them yet? Or are we doing an episode devoted to them, or like at the beginning of certain episodes and stuff like that, or what? Because I felt Terraforming Mars was a special case.
Of course, Terraforming Mars is always a special
Yes.
case. First mention.
Yes, it is.
I feel like because I was thinking about this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and just to let everybody, we're just gonna be hashing out shit right now. Like that's
100%.
yeah.
This is real. This
Yeah.
isn't scripted. This
No.
is real. Thought about like doing
This isn't
one
scripted
episode.
like the win lose banana was.
Correct. That was 100% planned. Do you really think I got 4 out of 5 bananas? No.
No.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. And you think Jeff would ever choose Adrian over me? Never. No.
We talked about doing it a few different ways. Like one, having it be its own full episode,
Mhm.
which, then the decision is, how often do we want to do those one episodes?
Mhm.
And clearly we're not doing a 1-to-1 because
Yeah.
then we'd just be reviewing the same things that we reviewed. And we're not going to do that. Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to be looking back 2 years.
Mhm.
So the things we reviewed this time last year, we're not looking at. It's the things we reviewed back 2
Mhm.
years when we started. I feel like a 2-year gap between
Yeah.
looking at a game is a good time period to see what kind of longevity it has.
Right.
Again, Terraforming Mars, kind of a special case. It was
Mhm.
only like a year and a half.
Yeah.
But I do think a full episode's a way to go. Like one of the discussion, like just do it like a discussion, but do a block of look backs.
Mhm.
Like look at, we're going to look at these like 5, 6, 7, 8, however many reviews we did in this time chunk.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to spend, 10, 15 minutes about each one of them and just blast through a bunch of different ones that we did in the past and talk about them.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that sounds like a
Okay.
solid way to do it.
Um,
The other option
uh-huh.
would be if we wanted to do it weekly and just have that as an additional
right.
section, but having it as an additional section to any given episode is just going to lengthen our episodes.
So what I was thinking was once a month, and it would basically be like, say, at the beginning of June, it's like we look back at June of 2 years ago, and then it would be 5 to 10 minutes on each one. So 20 to 30 minutes, and then have that instead of news or Kickstarters or part of our like things that we've been playing or something like that. But in the Wednesday episode to that.
Okay.
So
Jeff.
I like Zach's idea better.
All right, Zach's idea wins. I like that was another one that I was
Yeah.
I was totally thinking of.
The only reason I didn't want to do on Friday was just because I feel that's further diluting the amount of reviews that we're doing in a period.
which is a fair point. Yeah, but we will be adding those. Congratulations,
yeah.
you just got to hear us hash
Yeah.
this out.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it. I'll probably cut some of it. We'll see.
I
It's
wrote
probably
some cuts in there.
yeah. So that's going to be the biggest change show wise.
Mhm.
We're not doing anything nearly as drastic as splitting off another episode.
4 episodes. We're splitting each one.
We're just
We're
multiplying.
going to have
like
the
a cell.
reviews be 2 parts, and it's going to be a cliffhanger.
And each part's going to be an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, none of that shenanigans.
That means that we can finally get Jeff to start editing.
Yeah. Like I have time for that.
Yeah.
I mean, like Zach or I do.
Yeah.
We make time, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
We make time. Back on track. Otherwise, there's not going to be a lot of major changes to the format. I think we've really nailed where we want to be from a show perspective.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things from the podcast that we
Mhm.
want to change.
I think it's just we want to expand beyond
beyond just
that.
the podcast. Exactly. And that is the biggest change that I'm hoping to see
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
in the next year. It's not going to be immediate, but I do hope that sometime within the next year, before this time next year,
Yeah.
I want to be doing video.
Yes.
I think that Megan and I getting an actual house that we own and I can actually modify. Like, I'm really
I mean,
limited
you
what
could-
I can do to this room.
I mean, you could modify this. It just would not end well for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just look him straight in the face. And you're like, I did you a favor knocking out all these walls. It looks so much better as an open floor plan.
Yeah,
but it's a basement.
I just need to knock out every wall.
Yeah.
Just gut it.
Yeah.
Just 4 exterior walls.
Yeah. And then it just falls.
It's a basement. Nothing's load supporting in a basement.
No.
What load is there in a basement to support?
It's below the floor. You support things on a floor. It's, it's, or technically it's garden level, right?
It is technically garden
Okay.
level.
Then scrap everything I just said. It's no longer relevant.
Indeed.
I live in a basement, so I can knock down all of Richard's walls.
Let me know when you do that. I'll bring a sledgehammer. We'll have some fun.
All right.
We need to make sure Richard's not around.
Text Richard. Adrian wants to break down all your walls downstairs.
I meant your emotional walls.
We're going to use your money to do it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the delayed laugh, Zach.
The sledgehammer costs $75, so for 3 months, Richard, thanks. Whack.
Yeah. It's a very expensive sledgehammer.
Yeah, it is. It's only the best for Richard.
Anyway.
He doesn't buy store brand shit.
No.
Anyway, so aside from like major show changes, which obviously we've discussed, what are other things you guys are looking forward to? Not necessarily show related. Best, I mean, if you can relate it to the show, awesome. But just board game industry things that you're looking forward to. You mentioned earlier, like Jeff, Gen Con this year.
Yeah.
Is there anything else besides Gen Con in the next year that you're really looking forward to, or that you're hoping to see
right
in the next year?
Well, I definitely hope we can try to get to more conventions, because like you went to Origins and stuff like that. If going to like BGG Con or like PAX Unplugged or some of those other ones, or Dice Tower, like some of these other conventions would be good. I think
I'd love to get to go to PAX.
Yeah.
Or BGG Con for that matter. I'm not too concerned about like the Dice Tower Cruise.
I didn't say cruise, I said con.
I know, but
I
don't like Dice Tower Cruise is another one that like is a convention that people go to, and cruises have never appealed to me, period.
They intensely appeal to me.
Where you go on cruises seems like the kind of climates I don't like to be around. Hot and humid.
That's understandable. But
maybe if they did a board gaming cruise in like Alaska. But the problem is at the times of year where Alaska's bearable, it's
humid.
not good for being in a cruise.
Yeah, and it's humid.
Yeah. Well, no. So where Alaska's bearable for me is like the winter when the humidity is not oppressive. But then that's not good for cruises.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, more and more cons, I agree, will be great. I don't think I'll be able to do the area this year for the show, but 2020, so year 4 of the show, I'm going to be back at the area. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff, what about you? Anything in particular you're looking forward to besides just Gen Con that you mentioned earlier?
Throwing around some of our, influence.
Our
clout.
Our weight.
No, our clots. Just dry blood.
God damn it.
Fuck.
So gross.
Our clout, yes.
Try and get some cool guests on.
Yeah.
Talk to cool people. See what we can learn in the board game media world.
Yeah. I think trying to expand the people coming into our show too. Yeah, that would definitely be good.
Yeah.
Have more guests that aren't
just local friends.
Yes. Not to say that we won't still have them on.
We love having our local friends on because they're our friends, and it's cool hanging out and talking board games with them, which is what we just do all the time.
Yes.
That's why we started the show.
You said you listened to last week's episode, right?
Yes.
And you heard me mention that I was like, I thought about bringing Paul in, but I want Paul's first appearance to be with Adrian, just to watch Adrian get driven insane.
Well, and the thing that cracked me up about that is you mentioned back when we talked about like who would replace us for like an April Fool's episode.
Yeah.
And there's no way it could be Paul anymore. Paul and I are a Venn diagram where the only overlap is heavy board games. I don't think Paul's actually an appropriate replacement for me on the show.
Maybe that's enough of an overlap?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Ant and you, Jeff, have much more gaming in common tastes. Yeah. I don't remember who we'd picked for you, Zach.
David? No. I think it was David.
Was it David?
Yeah, thematic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I do remember that the one problem that we'd came up with our pick
would
was
just
be a Blood Bowl podcast.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Correct.
Which is also why I didn't want. I was like, maybe not Ant, just because then it will just be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, if
These
you
two
put Ant and Jeff and you in a room,
Mhm.
you trying to keep them from talking about Blood Bowl would have been a fantastic thing to listen to.
I'm sure it would have.
Yeah. I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So, right on. And now this is the point of the episode where I am going to speak directly to you, the listeners. We've talked about some of the things we want to see for the show coming up. Some of the things we have planned for the show coming up. Also want to hear from you guys. What kind of interviews? Like we want to do more interviews. What kind of interviews are you interested in? Do you want more of the traditional board game media style interviews where you talk to a designer and ask them about, oh, well, what do you think about when you design games? Or do you want us to try and find more like interesting side people in the hobby who are willing to just get drunk and ridiculous with us on the show and
Or
have fun?
or just get those same people and ask them questions
That
that are not relevant to their
Yes.
board game.
Yeah.
Like, how much do you like Southern Fried Chicken?
Yeah. Exactly.
So let us know things like that. Is there anything that you think is missing in our coverage of things, cons, board games, whatever? A big part of the reason we still are doing this after 2 years is because people seem to enjoy what we do.
Mhm.
And so what other things would you like? Obviously we're not going to completely overhaul the show just for 1 or 2 people, but we are certainly interested in
Just burn it down.
It's like you got to get these episodes under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
we
We have a friend who his entire
every
thing
fucking time.
is just got to get it under an hour, and we're like, we can't. We tried the best we could by cutting it in half, and it just still grew longer. So it's just not. We are incapable. Like we do have some episodes under an hour, but
short. See, and part of the problem is like, yes, we could get under an hour if we legitimately planned out every spot of the show. But I think one of our strengths is actually some of the spontaneity. It leads to we're willing to let a conversation when it gets interesting follow that interesting tangent, and sometimes even the non-interesting ones for at least a little bit before I'm like, all right, guys, back on track.
Entertainment purposes.
Yep.
But that's kind of thing. We don't want to be stodgy and rigid.
yeah.
and
Well,
try
I mean, like I feel like ours is our number one goal is to entertain.
We are
versus,
definitely an entertainment
inform.
podcast.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we inform through entertainment.
Yes, informing is on there, especially like the reviews.
Yeah.
Which the reviews we do try to stay more on topic, but at the same time, I don't want to like artificially shorten a review. Like if there's an hour and a half worth of things to talk about a game, I want to talk about them.
Yeah.
Like Clank for 2 hours. And
I don't know. I almost want to listen to that episode.
Well, that
again.
was also before we switched too. So there was a. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
When you said
Then I
like
need to see
longest
the
review
timestamps.
episode.
I meant longest
got
episode.
confused.
Yeah, longest episode with a review in it.
I
is what I
see.
meant
Okay.
to say.
So after a quick bathroom and refilling the beer drink.
Yep.
Or,
No. You were keeping
refilling
that.
the beer drink
refilling
break.
the beer drink break.
refilling the beer break. I will keep the mistake in. Don't worry, Zach.
Good.
We are we're back and we're getting ready to move on to the next little section of this look back, look forward,
Anniversary episode.
discuss
Look
anniversary
in general
things.
directions.
Yes.
We do have a.
But we have an update.
We have a
Correction.
mid-episode correction to this episode. Our longest review was not Clank because one, that was before we split. So
Clank was our longest episode.
and it was not even that because
The longest
anniversary
episode
episode.
that had a review in it.
which is
Longest
still
normal episode.
which is still not true because Rising Sun was 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Well, what
which was-
did you say Clank was?
2 hours and 7 minutes.
Oh, so you just totally missed Rising Sun.
I did, yes.
Oh, okay.
So that was our
And that was my first guess
Yes.
at longest episode.
Yes.
So
And
congratulations,
That
Jeff. You
yeah.
were correct.
out of
I mean,
163
you were
episodes.
still wrong. It was our 1 year anniversary. It was still our longest ever episode.
That's true.
But
Longest
our longest
review.
review was Rising Sun at 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Yeah. And to be fair, we did have Ant on as a guest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And anytime we have any guest, not
And
just Ant,
yeah.
it does add time to the episode.
Just
Also,
yeah.
also when you yell at each other the whole time.
Yes. Also
It
true.
was a contentious review.
Yes, it was.
Fuck Clank. Or, see, I'm still stuck on Clank. Not fuck Clank. I don't like Clank. But
Fuck
Fuck
Rising
Rising
Sun. Yeah.
now we can move right along into the next portion of the Mile High Game Guys 2-year anniversary special. And that is BGG responses. So we made a BGG thread about the 2-year anniversary episode, and I am really disappointed that Zach did not call it the Terrible Twos because that's really what it should have been.
Meh.
However, some people responded.
Yeah.
And we have those responses now for you to listen to and for us to talk about.
Yes. Most of them, I will say most of them are just congratulations.
Yes.
So I'll just
Naturally
get through them. Wesley says, congratulations on 100, guys. That's, I feel like there's, I don't know. I feel like there should be a comma there. Congratulations on 100, guys. I may be a newcomer, but I'm really enjoying what I'm hearing. Here's to another 100.
HEARS. It
Right,
might be on
because
purpose.
he's hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to hear another 100.
Yes.
He wants to hear another 100 guys.
You do you, Wes. You do you. Wesley. Sorry, Wesley.
Yes.
Paulo says, congratulations, guys. Smiley face. You rock. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
So we're back to reading all of
Punctuation.
punctuation.
No, just he put 3, so obviously he wants to put some emphasis on those. So I'm just helping him out. Thomas says, still requesting a live play of a Game of Thrones.
When we switch to video,
a winking emoji. That's actually
when we do get video, I feel like that's going to have to be pretty much one of our first.
If we somehow don't go on the I know he was like get it on heavy cardboard.
I don't think that's going to work.
I would
but
agree with that too.
A lot of cursing.
Yeah. Oh, especially in that game.
to be fair, they do After Dark episodes.
Okay.
Well, they call them Glory to Rome episodes, but those are full swear episodes.
Like, I think they'd still need like a past Glory of Rome to like the heathens
what's the next?
The barbarian, like past the barbarians and to
The barbars.
Yeah, a deserted island where
Yes.
that's where the Mile High Game guys belong.
They won't say that that's happening. It just appears.
Yeah, it just appears. There's absolutely no promotion for it. They're banned from promoting it.
Yeah.
They couldn't by YouTube.
Couldn't find a single sponsor.
Yeah. All right. Next we have Aaron. Woo!
Whoa.
Woo.
Whoa.
Congratulations on episode 100. We just released our episode 100 yesterday, and it took us over 4 years to get there.
That's from Aaron from Boards Alive.
That is correct.
Yes, who did? They're members of Punchboard Media. They did also just release today, I believe. Today, as in Monday, the day we record, their episode 100. So,
Which congratulations on that.
Yes, huge congratulations.
And once again, this is technically episode 160 fucking 3.
64.
Yeah, 64. 65 because of that episode 3, which we did release, but we got rid of.
No, that episode, that's the lost episode.
Yeah.
I guarantee I have the file on my hard drive. I do have every episode.
Sure.
That is the laptop mic episode.
Yes, it is.
It was somehow even worse than the Time Stories laptop mic episodes, if you can believe that.
Believe it.
Yeah.
Andrew says, he quotes me saying something, and I had a typo. I said, I meant to say, I guess you can post anything you'd like us to do over the next year, but I accidentally said, I guess you can people anything. So this is what he's referring
people
to.
things.
Yeah.
He decided to be pedantic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah, fits right in.
I'm not sure how to people anything I'd like you to do, but congrats on 2 years. Episode 5,000 and 1 million hours, including dead air.
Yes. We always have the bonus 45 minutes of dead air at the end of episodes.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's for contemplation. You have to, you got to digest everything, and you just have to cut out everything. Like you just
silence.
Yeah,
my favorite thing about the episodes where dead air somehow, like I figured out what was happening on my end. I have no idea what happened on Zach's end because we used two different
programs for 2 different episodes
for 2 different editors.
Yes.
So I figured out what it was on my end. But my favorite thing about those episodes is almost every time that happened, people would let us know and by going, I got to hour 52 of an hour and 34 minute episode, and you're saying you're wrapping up the episode. What did you do for 40 minutes? And they're like, oh, it was a 10-minute wrap up, and then there was just 30 minutes of dead air.
Yep. I like the idea of look back reviews that you've claimed to already have planned conveniently after hearing the idea from a listener.
We did actually have them planned. Well, we had the idea of them planned.
Yeah.
As you heard in this episode, we're still working on the details.
Yeah. Since Geekway seems to be your home convention, an MHGG meetup at next year's Geekway would be cool.
If we have enough listeners that are going to be at Geekway, then I'm absolutely.
We'll just turn it into a beer trade too, and plenty of people will show up.
100%. 100% going to be a beer trade. But yeah, and Geekway's our home in that it's the closest to home convention.
Mm-hmm.
We could easily do an actual home convention at some of the local Denver ones.
Yeah.
And we do typically, this will be the first year where we're not all three at Gen Con since the show started.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, yes.
Since the show started, right?
Yeah. No, yes, but that's just, we had one where we were,
Mm-hmm.
and then, we had two where we were.
Two.
Yeah,
That's
two
right,
where
yeah.
we were. And
That's
now
right. I like I said, I block out that first one.
Oh
so.
my God, I know, right? But yeah, if really, if one of us is at a major convention, if there's enough interest from fans and stuff, we'd love to do meetup. Getting to hang out with people who like the show and who want to hang out with us. I mean, for me personally, I just get shit on all the time over here. So anytime I'm somewhere where somebody wants to meet me or hang out with me,
Oh no,
that's just
every
awesome.
time you're at a convention with not me and Jeff, we're always just like, he's just getting prey. Like this
He's
is
having
just,
way too much
it's-
fun.
Yeah.
Too much positivity.
No,
around.
too much. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that I desperately do not want to have a meetup at any convention where you guys are also at. I need to have the meetups at the conventions where only I am.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
We'll have our own meetups
Blackjack and hookers.
with cool people.
I'm a cool person.
I'm a cool people.
I can't do a good Ralph Wiggum impression, but that's what I feel like when I say that. Anyway,
Continuing?
Andrew's comment
Yes.
continues.
I enjoyed Wes's guest appearance last week. Guest appearances from the Hater and Mr. Bullshit would be cool too.
So the hater has been on episodes.
He was actually supposed to be on last week's episode until he had to drop out.
Yes.
Yes.
Which was pretty last minute.
Yes, it was, and thankfully Wes was able to be like, sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't have to do another episode, right? And we're like, no, just the one where you don't have to actually plan for anything.
Yep.
And it worked well because we were all able to talk about Legacy of Dragonholt.
Yes.
So,
Dragon Holt.
but
we
yeah,
haven't planned for Mr. Bullshit yet, but
We haven't.
I'm pretty sure if we do get Great
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking that'd be a good one to have him on. That will limit the amount he drives me crazy because we'll actually be talking about how much we love a splatter, which will be a bonding experience.
indeed.
And then he will immediately find some reason to shit on me about a tiny difference in opinion over the game.
no, he'll be like, Adrian, all the reasons you like it are bullshit.
Yeah. It's a great game, but the reasons you think is a great game are wrong.
Yeah.
Here's the reasons it's a great game.
No, it's actually a garbage game in those regards. It's great in this other way.
100%.
On a more serious note, I love the show and appreciate how accessible you all are to your listeners.
Zach, for the record, hates the word y'all.
I really do. Cheers to more great years ahead. On a less serious note, Nathan, you suck.
I don't understand this reference.
I mean,
because you don't hang out on Slack enough.
I see.
And because you're not involved in the food chain games.
I am
and-
certainly not that.
And
is that food chain related?
Yeah, so Alan, Nathan, Andrew, and I have done a few food chain games together, and then I'm pretty sure Andrew and Nathan have split off and done some Through the Ages and some other games together. So they've developed a nice little rivalry in online games,
Gotcha.
which is fantastic.
Yeah. No, yeah. When food chain comes around, I tend to just sort of like it start like the lines like they start disappearing and start graying out and stuff like that, and then get into a seizure, and it's all that.
until somebody's like, "Man, Adrian only scored like $4."
Yeah, and then I'm like,
game.
"Oh,
And
we
you're
can shut
right
on Adrian." Bam,
Right back in the action.
Boom.
Yep. Get that stick out of my mouth from the seizure, and then
Not a thing you do. Don't do that.
I know.
Yeah, real bad plan.
Yes.
Next comment is from you.
It just
and
is.
it's-
I
and
fixed it. Oh yeah, I
And he
fixed
fixed it. Yes.
Yeah, I thought I was quoting him, but it did not quote.
No,
So,
it's just a page.
Because again, BGG unintuitive.
Great.
last one is from Jake. He quoted Aaron from Boards Live talking about how episode 100, but they took 4 years to get to their episode 100.
Oh, it
So
took
he's-
us 2.
I don't know. I'm saying it took us 4. Yeah,
It took them 4. It
I
only
know.
took us
Yes.
2.
They are definitely board gaming's most podcast. Congrats, Mile HGGs.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Mile High Game G's is the one I'm waiting for. Because Game G's sounds like GamG, which is what maybe calls the one lady on Arrested Development.
Sure.
GamG.
Yeah, her grandma. Yeah.
I love it.
Lucille. Yeah.
Lucille Bluth. That is it for all listener feedback regarding the episode 100. And I think that kind of marks a good time to start wrapping this episode up. Can't think of anything else really to ramble inanely about related to being 2 years old. I've made the Terrible 2 reference like 3 times. That's enough.
Indeed it is.
So yeah, Jeff's sick. He wants to go home and go to bed. And
so I can work tomorrow and then go on vacation.
Right. Go ahead and end it.
Okay.
Finally. All right.
Yeah, I think that this is as good a place of any to wrap up this episode. As Zach pointed out in the BGG thread, your first baby, people are excited about. Your second baby, they're like, hey, you've done it once. Congratulations, you did it again. And that's how these year anniversaries are. So the third one, nobody's going to want to hear shit about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in this far. Like I said earlier in the episode, if there's anything you would like to see from us, we do value listener feedback, especially of the constructive nature. Feel free to berate us. We're all used to being berated. It's a key aspect. It's one of the pillars of the show. But constructive feedback is also very welcome. And keep listening and enjoying. We certainly appreciate all of that.
Yes.
Right on. Well, that wraps up all of the listener feedback / responses to the 2-year anniversary for us over there on BGG. Didn't get any emails or Twitter, but we didn't super advertise that we were turning 2. I mentioned it to like 24 people at Origins because I was constantly like, oh yeah, I do a podcast also. We actually turn 2 next week.
Like, weird. We've never heard of you.
Yeah. No, that happened a lot. Like, seriously? You did what? Really? Anyway.
We just don't promote because Zach doesn't like it.
Yeah, it makes Zach feel nauseous.
I don't
Zach has to go take a shower every time we self-promote.
That's why it takes us so long to record.
Yeah. Adrian, if your showers were better, man, then it would.
Yeah,
true.
So we have to install a shower in here, right in that corner.
Yeah.
That I stare at.
like a high, like one of those emergency eye wash stations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emergency self-promotion station. Zach's gonna just have to start recording in the nude.
Yeah, with a
oh god. It's worse.
The curtain is it's not transparent, but it's not
like psycho transparent.
It's not opaque enough.
Yeah.
Just like
you get too much color.
Yeah.
I almost choked on my beer. Oh, good God. Anyway, we are going to be doing a giveaway. It's been a little while since we did a giveaway. And hey, we're 2 years old. And, screw it. When you're 2, you give gifts to people, right? That's how things work.
When you're 2, you give gifts to other people. Yes.
Yeah. I may have a fundamental misunderstanding of how birthdays work.
I feel bad for not being near any of your birthdays because apparently we get shit.
Clearly.
Anyway, so we are doing a giveaway. We have spoken to our sponsors, Gray Fox Games. Sponsor. Our sponsors as in the company, the people in the company. And really, it means I talked to Alex.
Yeah, you talked to one person.
The guy that handles those things.
Yes.
Talked to Alex over at Gray Fox, our sponsor. And they are totally down with supporting us in a giveaway for our 2-year anniversary. And so they are going to be giving away a copy of Champions of Midgard.
But that's not all.
No.
With the Valhalla expansion. Because when we reviewed it, we said that expansion is goddamn mandatory. So how could we ship that game without the expansion?
Yeah.
Indeed.
And thankfully, they understood, and they are totally willing to ship.
Yep, we're sorry. We totally fucked that up.
Yep. But so they are willing to send out a copy of Champions of Midgard with the Valhalla expansion. Unfortunately, this contest, because it is coming through Gray Fox and not ourselves, and we don't get to control shipping on this one, we have to limit it to US only. So all of our international listeners, we absolutely love and adore you guys. You are fantastic. And we really, really think it's amazing how many listeners we have all around the world. Mm-hmm. We just can't help you on this one. Yeah. So sorry. Really, really am sorry. But for everybody else here in the US that is listening to the show, you can enter to win a copy of Champions of Midgard with Valhalla. To enter this contest, as is the Mile High Game Guys tradition, there are going to be 3 ways to enter. Each different way gets you a different entry.
Yep.
So you can be entered into this contest a maximum of 3 times. The first way that you can enter is you jump over to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You follow us at MH Game Guys, which we have over 1,000 followers. We hit 1,000 today, the day we're recording.
Yeah, we have at least 1,000 followers. I mean, it might be right.
I mean, it's probably more. We hit 1,000. We crossed the 1,000 line today. But anyway,
whether it went below or above that after the 1,000,
who knows? Neither here nor there. But you go to Twitter, follow us, and then send us a tweet using the hashtag MHGG Midgard.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to spell Midgard correctly, so that when we go back to search for a certain hashtag, we find all of them.
Yeah, we just search for that. If you spell it mid with like 2 D's, we're not going to see it.
Yeah,
or with weird letters.
If you want to win Champions of Midgard, you need to know how to spell Midgard.
Yes,
that's a low bar.
Yeah,
it's a low bar. Send us a tweet using hashtag MHGG Midgard, and we want to hear if you were going to be Viking funeraled, put on a ship, sent out to the water, and then burnt up. What 3 board games would you want to have on that ship to be burnt up with you and sent to the afterlife? Basically, what are your 3 favorite games?
That you would be burned with.
That you would spend eternity with.
Yeah.
Like, these are the 3 games you get to take to the halls of Valhalla to play with the heroes of legend.
I'm going to take 3 solitaire games. Fuck all you guys, and you're drinking. I'm going to sit in this corner.
Yeah. So what are the 3 games you would want in your Viking funeral pyre?
Campaign for North Africa.
Yeah.
You've got eternity. You could actually finish the game.
Finish the game. And you'd have like sweet warriors to play with.
Or you could just be like, I want to get zombicide all things because I hate the environment and I want all those plastics to burn. And then
just gonna scorch the world behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever your reason. And you know what? For bonus points, include your reason.
There are no bonus
There
points.
are no actual bonus points.
No.
They're theoretical. They're whose line is it bonus points? They're made
Points
up
mean
and they don't
nothing.
matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, MHGG Midgard, MHGG Midgard, and the 3 games you would want to be burned in your Viking funeral to spend eternity playing in Valhalla with the heroes of legend.
Yep.
That's the one way you enter. That's over on Twitter at MHGameGuys.
Yes.
The second way you can enter, there's going to be a thread over on BGG.
Yes, there
so
will
we
be.
mentioned earlier jokingly in this episode about how the fantastic women over at Board Game Blitz managed to do 30-minute episodes, and they have taglines, unique taglines each episode where they do, the podcast you can listen to in less time than it takes you to play the mind or whatever. I used that one already, but it's what the mind is on my mind.
Yeah, and you're not good with coming up things.
So. Correct, especially not on the fly.
Unoriginal.
100% me.
Yep.
So we thought it'd be funny to do a little bit of that on our own, since we have the most podcast that is just all of the minutes of podcast. So we want to hear your potential taglines for the Mile High Game Guys.
Yep.
So some version of Mile High Game Guys, the podcast you can listen to in the time it takes you to do blank.
Yep.
For the heat death of the universe to claim us all.
Correct.
So you can't use that one because Jeff already. We just want to get the easy one out of the way.
Yeah, that one is claimed.
The longest one is claimed.
Yeah.
So something in that realm.
Yeah.
So go over to our guild number 2731. Join the guild, and then there will be a thread up by Friday that will have, again, kind of a wording of that so that you can see it very clearly there. You don't even have to remember what I'm telling you right now, but basically a tagline for the show to kind of mimic Board Game Blitz for a little bit.
Yep.
No guarantee we actually use them on the show, but we're going to get a good laugh out of them.
From reading them.
Indeed.
So then the final way to enter is going to be to send us an email. And in that email,
wait, where would they send this email to?
Send us an email to
emails@milehighgameguys.com.
The only email address to send emails to the Mile High Game Guys. What was it again?
Emails@milehighgameguys.com.
Okay. I've been drinking, so I forgot. Short-term memory shot.
I've been drinking Theraflu.
But send us an email over there to that email address. And on that one, include for the subject, Mile High Game Guys, Midgard. Same rules for the Twitter. If you don't know how to spell Midgard, that's unfortunate for you.
And if you're sending an email, I feel like it's going to be a lot easier to figure out how to spell that.
That's true.
Because it might even be like, did you mean to spell Midgard?
Or it might not, to be fair.
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, so MHGG Midgard for the subject.
We might still read it, but you wouldn't be entered.
Correct, because we're going to be sticklers like
yes.
that. If there's anything we are, it's sticklers for the rules.
Yeah. We have a prescribed way of doing things, and we do not deviate from that.
No. And for that email that we want you to send, we want to hear what your favorite memory / experience with the Mile High Game Guys has been over the last 2 years. Did you meet us at a con and, had fun getting drunk playing Click Clack Lumberjack, for instance? Did you win a board game that we shipped halfway around the world or halfway across the country, for instance?
Mm-hmm.
Or did you was there a particular episode that stood out to you as the pinnacle of what we could achieve with our just rambling and inane, nonsensical humor?
The pinnacle of their achievement. It was okay.
Some humorous moment that you remember laughing a lot at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't use, I don't know, whatever your most recent episode was, because I love them all. That doesn't count.
Yeah, no,
that is not trying.
No.
This one requires effort.
Just a modicum.
Yeah.
Just we set these bars so low, people. Just
if you love all of them, then it means that you really didn't love any of them.
It's true. I think we've made that reference before.
Yeah.
Probably. I think it was talking about how much, having a favorite child or something.
Yeah. There has to be one.
There's always one.
Maybe it was a top 10 list.
But those are the 3 ways to enter for this contest. So you have until July 9th at noon Mountain Standard Time, which is GMT -6 if you, for some reason, operate on any kind of international time. So, yeah, GMT -6, noon Mountain Standard Time on July 9th.
Yeah, and then we'll announce it on the 11th.
Yep. And
on that Wednesday episode.
Yep.
Indeed.
And it will ship pretty quick because Gray Fox is handling the shipping because they are
a professional company.
Yeah.
And support the show, which is great. So, yeah, I'm half in the bag. I've been drinking substantially all day.
Jeff's sick.
Yeah.
Jeff's sick.
I've drank none.
And I woke up at 2. So,
yeah.
So we are all thoroughly wiped, and it has been exciting talking about 2 years of podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are going to get off. We're going to let you get on with your day.
I'm going to have my hammer pull me off.
What?
My $75 sledgehammer.
Yep.
It's going to pull me off into the distance.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Off the ground.
It's a Thor reference.
Yes, it is.
I just watched
now
that
I
the
get
day.
it.
Yeah.
Get out of here, ghost.
Yeah. It's so fucking great.
It's so good.
It's so good.
But yeah, so that wraps it up. Thanks everybody. Seriously. Everybody who has been even remotely a part of the last 2 years. If you are listening to this episode, you have in some way, shape, or form contributed. Even if you're just somebody who's only ever listened, has never participated in emails or giveaways or Slacks or anything, just by listening and being a download, being somebody who likes hearing the shit we talk about, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that is instrumental. We look at our download numbers and we can tell when they go up a little, and that little bit might be you.
Yeah,
and it gives us a warm fuzzy.
Yeah, seeing it go from 1001 to 1002 makes all the difference.
Yes, indeed. So no, seriously, and then for all of you who do participate, who send us emails, who are members of the BGG Guild, who are members of the Slack channel, especially patrons who support the show financially, you guys are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. You're the reason that we are still going 2 years into this thing.
Yeah.
I
don't know about you guys, but if we were just shouting into the void for 2 years with absolutely nothing coming back.
Oh, I would have stopped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would not have lasted.
And it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, instead, everybody has just been absolutely amazing. Thanks to everybody over at Punchboard Media. Thanks again, as always, to Brandon and Patrick from What Did You Play This Week. They had us on the conversation thing when we were a few months old, and they're still, like, if you look at the full 2-year long track of downloads, there's one very clear point where we went from like basically nothing to something.
Yes.
And that was when we went on the conversation thing. That's a debt that
if it was a heartbeat, you'd be like, oh, I guess that person's alive now.
Yeah. It was like, it would have been like just, there was enough to show like
I think that might be background radiation.
Yeah, we're not sure. We're picking something up.
Gamma ray burst.
That's a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's
there
a heartbeat.
Is. That's a heartbeat. But yeah, and then thank you to everybody else who, we've met over the last 2 years, who we've interacted with, who've, actually taken us vaguely seriously, probably more seriously than we take ourselves.
Oh, 100%.
Most certainly.
Weird.
Yeah, you guys are amazing and make all of this 100% worth it. So, cheers to all of you. And yeah, thanks for listening to this episode. we will return to our regularly scheduled shenanigans next week with Wednesday banter episode. And then next Friday, we'll get back to doing reviews with a review of Imperial Assault. And then we'll go from there with the new games I got from Origins. And then it's not too long till the two of you go to Gen Con and hopefully come back with a bunch of games there. And yeah, we'll move on and finish out year 3.
A year from now.
A year from now. I'm already seeing it. We're already there.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
Yep.
So thanks everybody for listening. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. And as always, I have been your host, Adrian.
I am still Zach.
And I'm Deep Throat Jeff.
Okay, then. All right.
Are you going for a Nixon reference?
No, he's going for a throat reference.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because
I'm sick and I sound bad.
Made your voice deep. Okay.
Yeah. Deep. Yeah.
Deep.
Bye.
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 You're gonna forget to cut that out.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I hate the way that sounds.
No, don't mark it. I want that. I want him to accidentally leave that in. Just to ever be like, you piece of shit. Everyone on Team Adrian's just like, fuck him. We're sailing elsewhere.
We're taking our choo-choo trains and going somewhere else.
Punchboard Media,
where we all
bring something
to the table.
Pull up a chair
at punchboardmedia.com.